Hello, welcome back to Average Gamer Plays Factorio. I am now in a situation where I think everything is built. I did this off camera, but there was nothing different to what you've already seen really. I built the lab array that I was designing in the previous episode, and I've set it up so that I've got 4 sciences coming in from the bottom and then the other 2 sort of coming down from the top. And these are all red belts and red undergrounds and blue inserters, and it loads everything up. The trains supplying it are bog standard vanilla trains. They're not LTN stations, and I've just basically got 2 trains per station. Goes to the relevant pickup station, waits till full, comes here, waits till empty. And then I've set up a rocket fuel refueling station, same as I did over on the one of the depots, I think down here. It's a rocket fuel refueling station, exactly the same things. Station's got the same name, nuclear fuel icon, drop off. So, and then this is just on a little spur from this on this line of the octagon rail. So the refueling train comes there. There's some bots in the network. There's a handful of 25 logistic bots, and they will just refuel these trains. So each of these stations has 2 trains, and then there's a bunch of labs there. Now I had to wait for this all to get built because I had to wait for it to make all the speed modules. And I was also making the labs by hand and making some of the red undergrounds by hand. So it did evolve a little bit. I didn't use the bots to make this. I just went forwards and backwards myself with the in a train, picking up whatever I needed. But it got built in a couple of hours. Now I was still having a few traffic jams here and there. One thing that I've done to try and sort out the traffic jams, and I've done this in a couple of places, is that I've actually cut the railway lines here on the exits to these a couple of these depots. And I think it might be, on that one, which is the entrance to the depot, I've cut the lines. So it reduces the amount of traffic down here. And I've seen a couple of cases as well, sort of round this area. No, there again, there is another traffic jam going on there. So I think what I'll do is I might take out this octagon edge junction, and then the trains will just have to repath around a different direction. So we're now in a situation where I'll make sure that all the stations are switched on, and I can probably do this through the LTN Manager. I think it's just a case of shift click. Right. Now all the provider stations don't have to be on because they just work anyway. So I'm going to make sure that all the requester stations, so that's the silos. Yes, I've not turned on any stations at the silos yet. So let's start. Now it might take a while. LTN silo steel. That's on. That's on. Now I've got, right, that one is, I'm not using that one because I'm piping the oil into there. Right, let's just see where we're up to. So we've got a few trains sort of going around. Oh, no generic cleanup stops found to process rocket fuel. Okay. So that is now making... Right, we have rockets waiting to launch. I think I've forgotten to put some logistics bots into this network. Right. We've got everything ready to go except the bots that actually put the satellites in the silos. Right. Well, you can have all my logistics robots then. Watch this. Now let's see how long it takes for it to launch the next set of rockets. Not long. Surprised that one launched first. I thought they would still go in a row, in sequence. I am impressed though. I mean, in the space of 2 or 3 minutes I've just launched 10 rockets. And I think these are just from the other rocket launcher. I'm going to have to sort of turn that other silo off over on the normal base because it's these are launching rather quickly, aren't they? I'll have to find maybe where the what's happening to the rocket fuel, because I think it's sending some trains back to the depot with rocket fuel in it. So that train now has 1,400. It now has 12,000. It should go up to 17,000 soon. So basically when that has got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 80,000 on it, it will go back to the labs. Now the other trains that hold the sciences, they're like sort of 500,000 or something, because the other sciences stacked to 200. Just double check how many's on a train with that. Let's go 200. It's 64,000, isn't it? So yeah, it's 400 something thousand in the chests at the station, and it's 60,000 on the train. But this train is going to be 80,000. So I might tweak the these 4, 6, 8. Yes, if I change these, that each one of those holds 8,000, which it matches what the other ones hold. So these trains should leave when they have. So that train should leave when it has 64,000 on it. And it currently has 21,000. Change that. With minus 399,000. So I still don't know exactly the best way of getting these fluid trains to request. Right, so we've got the rocket fuels train coming in there. And it's empty and it's going away, so we shouldn't have that much sort of rocket fuel or need that much rocket fuel recycling, because fingers crossed. So we're down 6,300, 6,500. There's only 3,200 on a train, basically, so we should be requesting $32,000 on there already. I've launched 16 rockets. No, 32 rockets. We only get 1,000 off each rocket, don't we? Products finished 8, 7, 6, 7, 8, and 8 on that one. Let me head over. Right, I'm curious now that we're actually launching rockets and everything is sort of running. Let's just double check the power. So it's charging the accumulators. I mean, I'll still put a few more in because I want to get to at least 500,000. It won't take too long to put in the other sort of 14,000. I think I've already got those stacked up in the chests. Let's just wait and see what the accumulator charge gets to, or what the usage goes down to once the accumulators have charged up. But we're using nearly 30 gigawatts. It certainly looks like. I'll just leave that going for a few more minutes. Let's just have a little overview of the base. hopefully I mean, yeah, not everything is running because we're not yeah, we're only really running the rocket side of things at the moment because we're not producing the other sciences because they're all stacked up in the research labs. So we might be able to do, let's have a look, how close can we get? We can do twice normal speed, we can go to about 120. So the base at the moment won't run at 3 times speed. If I find the train that's got any spare rocket fuel on it, I'll just have to set it into manual mode and just empty it. I think 50, 100 there will be fine. Let's just go back onto normal speed and just wander over, amble across. We might go a little detour via these mines and pick up any used up mining drills. Go. When we get to mining productivity 50, which might not be that long too far away now, I think we're in a situation where we only need 6 miners, 6 speed 3 miners to fill a blue belt. I'll have to double check that on my spreadsheet. I know that 50 was the next sort of milestone. I think we started out with 10 and then it went at 8 and now it might just go down to 6, which means we can fill even more miners and even more belts and stations and whatever onto an ore patch. Now I changed these plastic pickup stations, so each station has got a train limit of 3 and each one has just got 2 stackers. So these 2 lines go here to this first one, these 2 stackers go up to the second one, and then this one goes to the third one. And I was able to put all that in without moving any of the stations or anything. I was actually really lucky that I was able to just, you know, just change the curves and whatever on these rail lines. So that is working reasonably well. We'll just have to see if I'm actually producing enough plastic once everything does start going, because I said all the other labs are sort of filled with stuff, so none of these other factories are actually working at the moment. They're all fully backed up, which is what we want to see really. Let's just double check while I'm here. That's on, that's on, yeah. I think all those are. I might just sort of wander around the entire base and double check. No station supplying electronic circuits. That's because that one's got 47,000 in, not a train full. That one's got 20,000. That one's got 20,000. And that one has got 58,000. So again, not quite a train full. So we're in, yeah, I'm going to need, and then this isn't even, you know, half the things that need electronic circuits aren't requesting them, so I'm definitely going to need another electronic circuit factory. So let's head over to there somewhere, because that's where I need to drop off these speed modules. And then we'll just go back and double check the progress of the trains. Oh! We have some space science coming in. Look at that. We have some research happening. Ooh. Mining productivity 49 at 17% already, 18%. Now, mining productivity 49 takes 115,000 items. So now that that is happening, the rest of the factories should start sort of coming to life and manufacturing more stuff. So let's have a look now. We're using, still charging up the batteries, so let's just keep that going. Move that out of the way because I want to watch these labs do their research. Now I haven't saved it before I started doing all this, and I haven't got a backup or anything, so if there are any mistakes that happen, I'm going to have to try and fix it live, as it were. Now, are these accumulators going to fully charge before it starts going dark again? I mean, I can just keep expanding that solar field until, I mean, that copper patch there is going to run out eventually, but well, probably sooner rather than later, but I'll just have to get another copper mine going in. So I'm hoping that these accumulators will actually fully charge before it starts getting dark again. Right, so once the accumulators are charged, we're using near enough 20 gigawatts out of 30. So, fingers crossed. And then all that should be enough to sort of keep it running overnight. I mean, everything sort of should be working. I mean, the you know, right, everything should be working up until the point where it requests the train to pick up more items. If it's still working through the production science and all the other sciences that it's still got in the labs, which, you know, there's plenty stuff here emptying off the trains. There's still 40,000 in, you know, on each train really. Plus there's another 64,000 on these trains waiting to go in, so it'll be a little while before these factories start kicking into action, to be honest. It will be a little while. But let me just sort of click on a random one. Now if I have a look at my production and look at the science over the last 10 minutes. 2,700 a minute. Now then. Right, over the last minute, 5,200, which is what we want. It's going to be a little bit higher because I've still got the other one going at the main base. But that is averaging, so it's creeping up now, 3,000 over the last 10 minutes. We're looking good. The question is, how long can we maintain this for? Now, some of these aren't getting space science. Is there something, or are they just all being... It might just be, let me just come out. The space science sort of coming down the line here. Yeah, it is sort of slowly getting down the line there, but it's only... There's only a few. It's only that one row, I think, that's not lit up. Which is interesting. Now, to be fair, everything else had a chance to sort of back up and get stocked up, but as soon as the space science came in, the lab started consuming. So the space science hasn't actually had a chance to back up like all the others have on the belts. So we might start seeing this problem sort of more frequently, but I'm thinking if we're consuming 5,000 and you can get 5,100 on 2 belts, as long as these belts coming in at the top are full, which, you know, if the trains are coming in quickly enough, they should be. So if these are fully stocked, then there should be enough to get to the top of the line, is what I'm thinking. That's still got 20,000 left on there, so it'll take a little while. Well, we're halfway through mining prod 49 already. But these labs now do have space science. They have, yeah, it's just taking its time, I think, to work its way down the line. I wonder if there's a quick way that I can actually just sort of turn the factory off, by which I mean yeah, I think if I disable this station, then the train won't leave from it and everything else will eventually sort of back up. Because I want to get to a stage where if I can quickly sort of turn the factory off, I mean I could do something at this end by I mean I could just put the, you know, put one of the trains into manual mode. and then that will stop going. All the others will, you know, back up. This will stop collecting items. Everything that's already in here will get used up, well, within the limit of everything else. So I could just put, yeah, I could quickly kind of halt the factory by putting these trains into manual mode. See, now that these trains are leaving, at about the same time, and they should leave at about the same time because everything is getting consumed at the same rate. So now, for instance, it should be loading up items. It's still heading back there, okay. Here it comes. That will start loading items onto the train, which won't take long because they're all stacked up in here. The factory then starts manufacturing more items, and then these stations will in turn request more items. Now we're in a situation where, alright, I ran it and it built up the buffer, but now everything is designed to sort of create items and consume them at the same speed at 5,000 science a minute. So we should be in a situation where the trains are sort of coming to this station fairly regularly. And any slowdown in production is due to shortage of raw materials. So let's just have a look at the chemical science. That should be working as well. $405,000 in there. Everything's requesting electronic circuits. Yeah. Yeah, if we go to the green circuit pickup, basically it's all making the circuits as fast as it possibly can, and we're consuming them faster. So that's next on the list. Time will still tell whether these junctions and the way I've got the factory laid out is still going to cause any traffic jam issues. I'll do... See, to spread things out a little bit more, I might have a set of empty octagons and then do the circuits. I might do another red and a green circuit factory, although it's only electronic circuits that it's short of, and that just needs iron and copper, doesn't it? Yeah, so more iron and copper mining, more iron and copper smelting. I will spread the factory out a little bit. I might put the green circuit factory here. Or even here, because it's not going to share anything with... I mean, that's 137, that's 92. I'll stick with my original plan of only mining the ore resources outside the boundaries of the factory. I'm not going to start, even though those look quite tempting, I'm sure there's going to be some equally large patches up here. I didn't even notice, I didn't even hear the thing happening when it finished that mining productivity. My mind must have been elsewhere for a minute. Look at that. I do like that. I am impressed that I've turned it all on and it's not gone pear-shaped straight away. Blue circuits do need a lot of electronic circuits though, don't they? I'm still curious as to why these are launching more rockets than the other ones. It is weird. I wonder if it's just some slight timing issue in terms of when the bots sort of pick up a satellite and supply it. I mean, this one isn't working or isn't producing because that output chest is full. It's got 10 in it. Ah, now hang on a minute. That's going slowly. Look at that. We're running out of power. Right. Okay then. Time to put my plan into action. Let's just put that train, put these trains into manual mode, so these are just going to stay here. Okay. The space science will deliver, and then that will just stay here as well if these chests are full. Mind you, those chests aren't filtered, so let's those chests hold 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8,000. Well, it'll sell it there, 9,600. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10,000. So if I filter each of those, and I've got to be careful just running, holding down the button and clicking up here like this, because it takes the if I'm not careful, it takes the wire out from the power poles. Right. So that will hold about the same. Each chest here will hold 10,000 items. Each chest here will hold 9,800, I think. I mean, I could change it so that each of these, everything holds 8,000. That might be an easier way of doing it so that I'm consistent. So that all the chests and the wagons okay. So the accumulators are now running out of power. So yeah, the whole lot has run out. So 486,000 solar panels isn't enough. If I'm getting loads and loads of these no train messages, it means that there's a traffic jam somewhere. I'm thinking there is a bit of a traffic jam because everything there is queuing up waiting to pick up these green circuits which aren't being manufactured fast enough. Yeah. Yeah, and these are being manufactured, but eventually we're going to get to a situation where the traffic jam means that the ingredients can't get here and we can't, you know, everything will grind to a halt. So there's 4 trains there waiting to pick things up. One of them still got rocket fuel on it, so yeah, if it gets to the stage where everything completely backs up, then yeah. That's got 35. That's only just over half full, that train. But this is always the case with these things. Getting it running is one thing, getting it running smoothly is something else. Right, 489,000 are currently in, but we've still got loads more waiting to go in. I think all these have been placed. Yeah, I know. I mean, I could go onto that train and just say, you know, go to there. So the next train comes in. And then I say go to there, however many you've got on you. I think those are going back to the depot because they've... Right, that one is now filling up. That one is queuing up. Right, so we've now got a similar situation here where too many trains queuing up at this depot now. Right, well you carry on and deliver those 20-something thousand that you've got, and then we'll wait for another train to come in. You can carry on and deliver those 21,000 that you've got. Right, you've got about 20,000, you can go off and deliver it. Loads more queuing up here because everything, you know, is waiting to use the same train. I don't know why it's sending so many trains. Let's come back over here. There's a traffic jam over there as well now. You go. You come in. I'm hitting escape when I shouldn't be. Should have just zoomed in a bit more so I can click on it and see what it's doing. Right, 15. Right, you can go. Yeah, it's these octagon junctions. So I don't know why that bit of rail is blocked at that. It's probably because the way these lines cross each other, because these are still like the version 1 instead of the version 2 of the junctions. So I need to change something on that. I don't know if I can yeah, ideally I need to sort of get over there and just manually drive that train past that junction. But yeah, we're just not making enough green circuits at the moment, basically. That's all, you know, that's certainly one of the problems, and I knew that that would be an issue that I would face, so quite a lot of solar panels gone in now. We've got 494,000. On the plus side, the mining productivity is getting, you know, the research is still happening, although, you know, it will start grinding to a halt because these are now starting to run out of items. So that's fair enough. All these trains are now empty, so we're just running on whatever's in the chests. Right. What am I going to do about these junctions? If I have it so that a junction... Yeah, I'll have to change it so that each junction is at least a train length away from the next junction. So what I'm thinking is that the entrance, these two little lines here, will be further up this way, and the exit, these two lines here, will be further down this way. So the train will come along, and if it has to stop, it will stop on a completely straight bit of rail. I mean, this is like another little issue, because this train should not be stacked up way back there, really, because that one should be on a different line. So yeah, what I was thinking of doing was having this bit of the junction So if we have, take all these junction signals off here. So that's going to be that way, that way. That's not going, that's going to be a chain signal. Chain. Chain, chain, chain. Main. Okay, so we're in a situation with this one where if a train wants to come in here and it can't, it can queue up along this side of the line and it doesn't block anything else. And if a train wants to come up this direction and can't, it can queue up over here and it won't block anything else. So basically, if I get a train, which I don't think I have a train at the moment, but if a train is along there and it can't get in, the end of the train won't block that other junction. Same on this line and the same on that line. If the train is waiting there, the end of the train should be before this junction here. And then I change all the ins and outs so that in the direction of travel, I mean, these trains, these tracks still cross this line. But it may solve the problem, it may not, I don't know. That train is trying to go there, is it? What is stopping that train from going where it needs to go? I don't know what's going on. Sometimes a line gets blocked, or the signal blocks a line, and I don't quite know why. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the factories in that they did the mining, you know, they did the research. It did 5,000 signs a minute for a while, but yeah, it's all still too close together. I will get it fixed. I will get all this working. It's just a case of how long it's going to take to get it all working and what I need to do. And it might be that to minimise the amount of times that the train can cross the tracks, I might have to set it so that trains can only enter a station from the bottom left and they can only exit on the top right, by which I mean, you know, the entrance will still be on the bottom, but it'll only be from the left-hand direction from this side, and they can't enter the station if they're approaching from this side, or, you know, the other way around. If I change it so that the entrance is on the bottom right, and then I get rid of these two lines that cross the track, and then the entrance is at the top left, but I'm only using the inside lanes. So I don't know. If I set it so that a station is only accessible from the inside, that's only from one direction, isn't it? So will a train still be able to get to it even if it has to go around in a circle? Something needs a bit of a rethink, and I don't think it's the factories. So with all that said and done, a reasonably successful test while it worked, and I will say for now, see you next time.